The process for Chemical Miracle was totally different to Men Move On and everything else we've ever done. Men Move On was scary. We'd been a band for about a year and we'd never written an album before. We'd never written more than 5 songs at a time before. And an album is very different. It's a whole body of work. It's a whole piece of work. So, writing Men Move On was scary and was rushed and tight and panicked. And, though we came out with something that we were super proud of, it still wasn't quite the best portrayal of us as a band and as people. I was at home writing, I forget what song it was now. I think it was Chlorine. It was one of the first songs I wrote for Chemical Miracle. And it just came out naturally and better than anything that I've written before, anything that we've done already. And I think that's when I knew, this is different, but I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid that it's a bit different. And I took it out to the guys, and like that on a few occasions we brought out new material, and we kind of got together and played it together, and there was no does this sound like us or does this sound like something else? It was all just, this is good, and if this is cool, let's use that. Also, this sounds good, let's use that. There was no that's not pop punk enough or that's not hardcore enough. And I have to say it was just much more relaxed and much more about writing music than it was about writing individual songs or some kind of individual genre.
I guess when we started looking into writing it, I got really into a lot of classical albums throughout the 80s and 90s. I guess Californication by the Chili Peppers was a big one. Nirvana's Nevermind was massive. I guess that I just really wanted the record to sound like an instant classic, if that makes sense. I could always play a bit of guitar, and it just made things a little more easier to write something that I wanted to hear. So I guess I like to learn a whole bunch of chords around kind of songs that I liked, and then kind of started basing things off that. I don't really know what made me do it, but yeah, I'm pretty glad I did.
Yeah, this one I felt like Cal and John really stepped it up heaps. Still wrote a few riffs and whatever, but yeah, they sort of kept coming in with heaps of material, and so that's just how it worked this time, I suppose. It was a bit hard when I got into the studio. I didn't know how to play anything because I didn't write it, but that's alright. It all worked out.
John wrote a big part of Chemical Miracle. I'd say he probably wrote at least half of the whole album. He did big parts. But we all kind of put our little touch and our flair on every song, and add this bit here and add that bit there, and try and make it a trophy-ized song. I noticed Cal started writing guitars for this album, which gave it a new look as well. It wasn't just us writing our punk riffs or our hardcore riffs or whatever. There's more kind of just rock stuff, and I know Cal likes to try things that kind of might not sound pleasant to the ear, but when you put it in a song and you match it together, it sounds amazing kind of things. So we all put our little touches on it, but I think it took the 5 of us to get where the songs are now. And I think we're all pretty happy with how the songs came out and the whole album as a whole.
When we got home, after listening to it so much, being in the studio, I got really nervous of what people would think about it. But then I stepped back and showed some friends it, and they gave us really good responses, and I don't know, I haven't had nerves for it for a long time. I've been quite confident in it.
Like counting sheep with no relief, just another night of my own.
Chemical Miracle took a lot of me to do. I was living in Sydney when I was writing it. I was working 5 days a week, traveling 2 hours once a week, maybe twice a week, to go and practice with the rest of Trophy Eyes and write and kind of show them the content that I'd come up with, and then traveling home another few hours in the middle of the night and then going to work in the morning. And you know, I was poor. I was paying a stupid amount of rent to live close to where I worked. I was starting to burn out. I was running out of time, and I put my relationship on the back burner again. And I think that's what these kind of things do. That projects this big and things that you're so devoted to and passionate about take a lot of your life, and you have to be willing to dedicate everything you have to them. Because, you know, if I chose my work, or if I chose my rent instead, then there would be no Chemical Miracle. So you kind of have to put those things behind you and just focus on the outcome, and try and visualize the finish line and work towards that. But you know, Chemical Miracle is going to make sure that I'm away for a lot of the time next year as well. I don't really have a home right now. I kind of live in between America and Australia, I guess, as of right now. I'll be touring a lot next year, I guess, with the rest of Trophy Eyes, and we'll be working hard to make sure everybody hears it. But at the same time, we're also putting everything we have on hold, in hopes that maybe the people enjoy Chemical Miracle as much as we enjoy performing it or writing it.
When we were writing Men Move On, we got signed to like this American record label, and the band was like on an up. I felt really great about everything, and I was maybe a little bit I was a bit careless, and I guess I fucked a couple things up in my personal life. And then once Men came out, I was kind of left to deal with a lot of that shit. So it feels good to be starting the next chapter. Everything else has been cool up into here, but I can definitely feel like Chemical Miracle is the start of us doing what we've wanted to do for a long time. We just didn't know how to do it. So I can definitely see, the future looks a little more bright now Chemical Miracle's out.
It's certainly been a change in my life, like lifestyle and everything like that. Like, touring all the time. When I go home, I work to tour pretty much, so I have no life savings. I guess I've put my whole entire life on hold back at home doing this, because we don't earn anything from this whatsoever. So I go home, work, save money, and come and tour. I guess that's changed a lot in my life, but at the same time, I'm happy to be doing it. My mum freaks out a lot. My girlfriend finds it hard, but we work through it all, and I always email mum, because mum's old school. She doesn't have Facebook or anything like that. Keep in contact with my girlfriend every day and talk as much as possible just to make things easier. But it's always going to be a struggle, but you just got to fight through it. That's just what it has to be, I guess, which is unfair, but it's just, we make it work.
Still go back to work between tours. I can't bag it out too much because they look after me pretty good. It's good. It's good to have, I don't know, I'm sort of liking the two things at the moment. Sort of get to go out and tour and then go back to reality a bit. It's good. Sort of breaks everything up a bit.
I don't know, I don't see my family often, and I don't really hang out with friends too often. I don't know, I guess I'm kind of like a loner. I don't know, I spend a lot of time alone. I just like doing that, so that's just who I am. But I do get messages from friends and stuff, and I do keep in touch, but not as much as everyone else does in the band. I think I'm the loner of the band. Like, coming home from tour is a great thing. I get to see all my friends and the family I do see and everything. And yeah, it makes you feel really special coming home. But for me personally, after a couple of weeks, I get sick of it. I love being on the road. I love being away from home. I love being places. The whole staying at home and sitting and like doing the same thing every day, going to work, coming home, you know, just chilling out, going to sleep. I'm not into that. I like to be away from home and on the road.
Chemical Miracle, the title and the name itself, is kind of an umbrella term for how I look at life and how I see life from where I'm standing right now. Chemical, I guess, represents everything that we know that is fact, everything that exists, that we know what everything is made of, is chemicals. But the miracle side, I guess, represents the things that we don't know, the things that we don't have facts for, the things that we can't set our watch to, the things we can't quite explain. Why are we here? Like, why do we exist? What are we doing? What am I doing here? And I guess that's what those two together, I guess, is a perfect depiction of what I see it as life right now.
Chemical Miracle to me, it's my future. I feel like Men Move On didn't quite portray what we were trying to do and take us as far as we'd like to go. As for this album, I feel like this feels like more of a first, like a debut album kind of thing. And I feel like this will be what determines, you know, my future, like how far I go with this band and how far I can take it as a career and all that kind of stuff. It'd be cool if like make it so we can do this band full time and we do get to see more of the world than we've already seen. That's pretty much the goal, and that's what this album means for me at the moment.
Chemical Miracle to me is a life-changing process in my situation. I look at it as the album, because after the album cycle of Men Move On, I was questioning if I still wanted to do this or not. And then after the whole Chemical Miracle process of the album, everything like that, and just this whole big positive outcome, it just, I don't know, it's a life-changing experience for me, and it's just like another brightness to my life.
I guess that Chemical Miracle means to me is the last 2 years. Chemical Miracle is everything leading up until now, and it's just a bit of growing up for me, I guess, because there was a bit of a crash before the last one, and it feels good to be on the other side of things now. It feels like a bit of a fresh start. I don't think there's like a hidden message behind anything we do, really. I think the music is completely subjective. You should take from it what you want to take from it. I don't think that, definitely when writing this lyric was meant for this, or this guitar piece was meant to be heavy so you felt a certain way, but take from music, and especially take from Chemical Miracle, whatever you want. If a certain line makes you feel a certain way and you think it's that, just take it as that. Let Chemical Miracle be whatever you want it to be. That's about it, I'd say.
I am Chemical Miracle.
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 I love this.